This is part 2 of my Galaxy Z Fold 7 customization guide. In part 1, we transformed the lock and cover screens into a futuristic productivity dashboard. It was complete with neon wallpapers, custom clock styles, edge lighting effects, and more. The lock screen and cover screen are only the first step. Today we're taking things even further. The real magic of the Z Fold 7 is the big inner screen. That massive display is the heart of the Z Fold 7. It's bold, it's unique, and it's what truly sets this phone apart from anything else. Today, I'll walk you through how to unlock its full potential, not just to make it look incredible with a stunning neon wallpaper, but with a setup that'll be fast, practical, and built for productivity. And don't worry, this will be a complete step-by-step guide with every single tap shown on screen, so you can follow along with me. First, we'll set the wallpaper and I'll show you how to use the color palette to match your theme. Then we'll organize apps into color-coded folders and create app pairs for multitasking. From there, we'll add some productivity widgets, customize the edge panel, and we'll even style your notifications with edge lighting and brief pop-ups. By the end of this tutorial, your Z Fold 7 will feel completely tailored to your workflow and your style. In the next video, I'll show you how to unlock the real power of your Z Fold 7 using the Good Lock app, which will take your customizations to a whole new level. So if you don't want to miss it, make sure you're subscribed and tap that bell icon to stay updated. Let's take a quick moment to prep. Doing a little setup now will make the rest of the process smoother and help everything look exactly the way you want. So just begin by unfolding your Z Fold 7, since we'll be focusing on the big inner screen for this tutorial. Then be sure to double check that your Z Fold 7 is updated to the latest software. This way you'll see the same options as I do. And finally, go ahead and pick a couple wallpapers that you plan on using and save them to your gallery. You can actually set up two completely different layouts and themes. When the fold is closed, both the cover screen and its lock screen can have their own look. Then, when you open it up, you can unlock a whole new layer, and you can set a completely different lock screen and home theme just for that massive inner display. That flexibility is exactly what makes customizing the Z Fold 7 so much fun. You could keep the outside clean and minimal for everyday use, maybe something professional for work. And then on the inside, you can go bold with neon wallpapers, widgets, and a full productivity dashboard. Basically, a private theme that only appears when you unfold the phone. So let's go ahead and turn off cover screen mirroring. We go ahead and open System Settings, scroll down, and tap Home Screen. Then tap Cover Screen Mirroring, toggle it off, and then you just go ahead and hit Apply. Alright, now that cover screen mirroring is turned off, let's start by setting wallpapers for the big screen, and then I'll show you how to match it with a custom color palette. From your home screen, go ahead and press and hold on an empty space until the customization menu appears, and then tap Wallpaper and Style. From here, go ahead and tap Change Wallpapers, and you can pick one from your gallery if you've already saved your wallpaper, or choose one from Samsung's preset options. I saved mine in the gallery, so I'll be tapping Gallery, and then for me it's Albums and Main. Then go ahead and select the one that you want on your inner lock screen, and then tap Done. Now you want to uncheck the one where it says Home Screen and select Next. And now the inner lock screen wallpaper is set, giving your unfolded lock screen its own design. Select Done. While still in Wallpaper and Style, tap Change Wallpapers again, then choose Gallery, and go ahead and select the wallpaper that you want on your home screen. Tap Done. Be sure to uncheck the box for lock screen so it only applies to the home screen, and tap Next, and then go ahead and select Done. And now your main wallpaper for the inside of your Z Fold 7 is set. While still in Wallpaper and Style, you can go ahead and also tap Color Palette and toggle it on. Samsung will then scan your wallpaper and suggest some accent colors that would go along with your theme. You can go ahead and pick any of the palettes that best fit your vibe, but I'm actually not activating mine right now since I'll probably be using a good lock module later on. But this is where you can lock in your look. You also see a toggle that says apply palette to app icons, and you can turn it on, and then the system will recolor supported app icons to match your palette. It is a neat effect, but I usually leave mine off. I like the white icons because they glow against the neon wallpapers and keep that futuristic style. Once you've chosen yours, go ahead and tap apply. And that's it. Your Fold's inner display now has its own lock screen wallpaper, its own home screen wallpaper, and a fully matched color theme that ties the whole look together. Now that we've got wallpapers set up, let's set up some widgets. Widgets are like little live dashboards. They give you information or quick actions without needing to fully open an app. On a big display like the Z Fold 7, they're incredibly powerful. The Z Fold 7 is unique because you can actually set up two different main screen layouts when it's unfolded. So what I like to do is keep one layout more general and the other one fully creator focused. That way I can switch depending on whether I'm in daily mode or in content creation mode. With the right widgets, your inner screen transforms into a live productivity dashboard where everything important is always one tap away. For a general widget setup, you can start with an internet search bar widget right at the top. This gives you instant access to web searches. Just below that, you can place your clock and weather widgets. Then you have your essentials at a glance. In the middle, you can go ahead and add a calendar widget. It's perfect to keep track of personal events. And on the side, drop in notes or reminders. It lets you jot down quick thoughts or to-do items. And finally, if you add a music widget, you can listen to music while getting some work done. From the home screen, press and hold on an empty space. Then tap Widgets. Now scroll through the list of all the apps that support widgets and pick the one that you want. Then you're going to go ahead and tap the size that you like and select Add. So for a general setup, I'm going to add the Edge Internet Search Bar. And then I'm going to pick this size right here and tap Add. Now, since I don't like the size that it's at, we can actually go ahead and drag the blue edges until it fits the space to where you like it. Hold down on the screen again and tap Widgets. And this time I'm actually going to add a YouTube search bar right below the internet search bar. And then tap Add. And you can go ahead and hold down on the image and stretch it across till it fits the size that you like again. Now I'm going to add the Now brief right below that one. And that's actually on the top. And you can choose a smaller one or a square, and I'll be picking the square. Perfect, it's where I like it. Now I'm going to add the clock. And this time I'm just going to pick a small one, and it's exactly where I like that one. So now I'm going to add the today calendar. And this time I don't like where it's at, so I just hold down on it and then drag it where I like. And one more that I'm going to add is the monthly calendar. And tap Add. And that's it. You can add more if you like, but this setup keeps your screen useful for everyday life. Now let's take a look at a creator focus setup, one built for content creation. Start by placing an internet search bar across the top. This gives you instant access to web searches. Just below that, you can add a date and time widget. It keeps your essential info right where you need it. Over to the side, I recommend placing a YouTube search bar. This is great for creators. You can instantly search for videos. Then adding a notes widget, so you can jot down ideas or scripts as they come to you. And finally, you can fill in gaps with your favorite creator apps. Now let's switch to a creator focus layout. This is where the Fold really shines, because you can turn it into a full content command center. So I'm going to start with putting the Edge Internet search bar on the top again. And then I'm going to stretch it across to fit the full screen. And underneath, I'm going to go ahead and put the calendar. And I'll be picking the small today. And underneath that, I want to place the clock. And I'm going to drag it to go right underneath that. Next, I'm going to add the YouTube search bar. And I'm actually going to move that over to the right a little bit. And underneath, I'm going to add a notepad. And I'm going to use the easy notes this time. And you can pick a couple variations here. I'll be dragging it over to the right, and I'm actually going to size it down just a little bit. And then I'm going to add just a couple apps in. So to add some apps in, you just scroll to your apps, and then you can select the ones that you like. So you hold down on it and select Add to Home. I'll be adding CapCut, next ChatGPT. Then I'm going to add in TikTok. And then along the bottom here, I'm actually going to add a bunch of YouTube apps as well. YouTube Create. Then I'll add YouTube Studio. And last, I'll add YouTube Music. And there we go. It's set up for content creator mode for me. Now when I open the fold, it'll be automatically in creator mode, and everything I need is right there. So whether you use your fold as your everyday device or as a portable creator hub, setting up widgets this way makes the big screen work for you. It transforms the fold from just a large phone into a personalized productivity dashboard or a full creative workspace. Another customization you can do is organizing apps into color-coded folders. This is where your inner display really starts to feel like a productivity dashboard instead of just a giant app drawer. It makes your home screen feel cleaner and much faster to navigate. From your home screen, you just press and hold on an app you want to group, and then you drag it directly on top of another related app. And as soon as you let go, a new folder is created automatically. So if I want to go ahead and group all my YouTube apps, all I have to do is hold down on YouTube Create and then go ahead and drop it on top of the other. Now I can choose to name the folder. So I'll go ahead and name it YouTube. And then instead of dragging each one in, all you have to do is hit the plus sign here and go ahead and scroll through the list and add the other apps that you want in that folder. And then click Done. Another thing you can also do is change the color of the folder. So you just tap this little circle here, and then you can choose any of these colors or the big rainbow one. And I'm just going to go ahead and pick white for now, and then click Done. It's organized on the dashboard, and I'll just actually remove these other ones since they're already in the folder. Next, let's customize the edge panel. The edge panel is that slim handle you can swipe in from the side of the screen. By default, it shows a quick list of apps, but with a little customization, it can become a full-blown productivity tool. Open System Settings, scroll down and tap Display. Then on the right, go ahead and scroll down until you see the edge panel, and go ahead and tap that. Make sure that it is toggled on, and here you can customize which panels you want to use. You can also customize the handle and where it shows. So let's tap Panels. Check the circle on the top here to enable each panel you want active. I normally use the Apps panel for multitasking, Tasks for quick shortcuts, Clipboard for a quick copy and paste, Tools for handy extras like a ruler, compass, or flashlight, and Weather to check the daily forecast. You can also edit each panel by selecting Edit on the bottom. Tap the back arrow, and you can go ahead and select Show On, and you can choose to have it on the main and cover screens, the main screen only, or the cover screen. You can also tap the handle. And here you can choose where you want it located on your screen. You can lock the position, change its color, transparency, size, and also its width. When you're all done customizing, you can now swipe in from the side of your screen using all the panels like pages. And this is where things start to get really fun. Once the app panel is set up, you can start creating app pairs to launch two apps side by side, and you can save them to the panel as well. Now let's make notifications look as good as the rest of the setup. On the Z Fold 7, you can style your notifications with edge lighting and brief pop-ups, so they're not only useful, but also futuristic and match to your theme. To style your notifications with edge lighting and brief pop-ups, you open System Settings, scroll down and select Notifications, then go ahead and tap Notification Pop-up Style, and you can choose between Detailed or Brief. Detailed shows full notifications with all the text, and Brief is cleaner. It just shows the app icon and a short message. Once you've chosen your notification pop-up style, tap Add Lighting Effect. This is where the fun begins. You'll see different lighting effect options. You can tap each one to get a live preview. You can also customize the color by tapping on the Color tab. Next, go ahead and tap the Advanced tab, and here you can adjust the transparency, the width, and the duration. The lower transparency makes the glow stand out more. Increasing the width gives you a thicker light strip, and duration controls how long the glow lingers when a notification arrives. Go ahead and play with these until it feels right. Personally, I like the highest width, the low transparency, and the longest duration so that the glow hangs around a bit. Once you've chosen your lighting effect, you can tap Done. And one last thing I do is toggle on Show Brief Pop-ups even while the screen is off. That way, if your fold is sitting on a desk, you'll see the neon glow pulse across the edges whenever a notification arrives. And trust me, it looks incredible. Now let's fine-tune the taskbar. The taskbar is that mini dock that appears along the bottom of the inner screen. Basically, it's a shortcut bar for your most used apps. When customized properly, it makes multitasking on the Z Fold 7 much faster. To enable your taskbar, you just open System Settings, scroll down and tap Display, and then scroll down on the right and go ahead and tap Taskbar. Go ahead and toggle it on, and now whenever you unfold your phone, you'll see the taskbar automatically appear at the bottom. By default, it does show a mix of your recent apps on the right and a few pinned apps on the left, but the best part is that you can tweak it. So right on the bottom here, where it says show recent or suggested apps, you can change that so that it only shows up to 2 apps, 3 apps, or 4 apps. And to pin apps to your taskbar, you just go back to your home screen, and the bottom row of your home screen, your dock, is what appears on that taskbar. If you want certain apps pinned, you just drag them into that bottom row. So for example, I keep the phone, messages, gallery, edge, and my camera there, so they're always ready. This is where multitasking gets even more powerful, because when we combine the taskbar with Samsung Labs, you'll see how apps can be pushed even further on the big screen. Let's get into the labs. Open System Settings, scroll down until you see Advanced Features, and then tap Labs. Inside Labs, you'll see a couple options designed specifically for multitasking and foldables, and I just want to go through the most important one, and that is multi-windows for all apps. Not every app supports split-screen multitasking. Some just open full screen. So if you toggle this on, suddenly you can drag almost any app into split screen, even ones that normally block it. This is one of my favorites because it gives you total freedom. Another one in here is the landscape view, and that one's really useful as well. You can tap that, and that forces apps that normally only support portrait view to display in landscape view as well. And so you can go ahead and go through all these apps here and toggle on the ones that you want to do that feature. Go ahead and hit the back arrow here, and one more time, and then you can go ahead and tap multi-window. Now that we're in the multi-window settings, you can go ahead and toggle any of these on. You can swipe for split screen, swipe for pop-up view. You can show multi-window menu with one window, And you can also do full screen and split screen view. And it'll just look like that. It's a pretty neat feature, and I use it a lot. Let's take advantage of one of the Fold's best features, app pairs and multi-windows. App pairs lets you open two apps side by side instantly with a single tap. This makes multitasking on the big inner screen super smooth, and it's a feature that really sets the Z Fold 7 apart from any other phone. You can save multiple app pairs for different workflows. I like pairing YouTube with Notes so I can watch tutorials while jotting down information. Another great combo is ChatGPT with Easy Notes. It's perfect for brainstorming ideas, writing scripts, or researching while taking notes on the fly. And you can also do Edge with messages, so you can browse while still chatting with all your friends. Creating an app pair is really pretty simple. You just swipe in on your Edge panel, tap the app that you want and hold down on it, and you can have it on the right as a pop-up window or on the left. I'll place it on the left. And then I'm actually going to add notes to the right here. So you just tap that. And then in the middle, you just tap the star. And you can choose to add it to your taskbar, your home screen, or your app's Edge panel. And I'll add it to the app's Edge panel. And now if you swipe in and scroll to the bottom, the app pair is right there. If you want to go even further, you can add a third window. So you swipe in on the Edge panel, and I'm going to go ahead and choose the gallery. I can place it on the bottom right, the bottom left, or as a pop-up window, and I'll choose the bottom right. You can save this again by hitting the star and pinning it wherever you would like. But I'm actually going to add the calculator on. So I'm going to hit this app button on the bottom left here, and then I can hit calculator, and I can pop that up right as a pop-up window in the middle there. And now you have not only 3 windows, but 3 windows with a pop-up window. That is awesome. In the next video, I'll unlock the real power of Good Lock with modules like Home Up, Multi-Star, Quick Star, Navstar, and plenty more that take customization to a whole new level. If you don't want to miss any of my future Z Fold 7 videos, please like, subscribe, tap that bell icon, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.